everyone.
Thus far, Secret Invasion has been a big disappointment among many fans of the MCU. That's exactly what we're going to be discussing and talking about in this video, is if Secret Invasion is really a big disappointment. In this video, we are going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. The currently running Disney Plus series stars Samuel L. Jackson as his Nick Fury takes on a contingent of shape-shifting aliens known as Skrulls. Secret Invasion is based on the beloved Marvel Comics run of the same name, and fans have been itching to see if Marvel Studios could faithfully bring the same level of political intrigue and deception that was presented on the page to Disney Plus. Because of its comic run's reputation, Secret Invasion quickly became one of the most anticipated shows on the MCU slate for Disney Plus, feeling set to be a gripping political thriller set within the superpowered universe. However, here's why, up to this point, that potential has been squandered, and that the show is much more disappointed than fans initially wanted. For one, Secret Invasion dresses up as a political thriller. One key pillar of the Secret Invasion and its comic book run is its allegory for a modern concerns about not being able to trust anybody, both in and out of the government. It is a political thriller in which the enemy can be anyone. However, it can be put bluntly that Secret Invasion feels like it's been trying to do its best impression of a political espionage thriller, something that would be close to maybe the Mission Impossible movies, but it's not necessarily successfully accomplishing that. Watching the series can feel like a whiteboard checklist of what some executive deemed makes a cool espionage-based drama. This makes the show feel less like an edge-of-one-seat paranoid adventure and makes like a spy thriller to-do list at that. The next thing would be talking like a spy, as the Direct lists on its list. The biggest problem many have had with Secret Invasion and its show has been its writing, its dialogue. On many fronts, one can see that the Disney Plus title is trying its absolute best to be cool, but that's not necessarily prevalent to that when within its dialogue. Much of the writing comes off as merely a vessel to have the cool character say the cool thing at the end of it. As for an example, in episode 4, a conversation takes place between Nick Fury and his newly introduced wife Vara. After Vara does the screenwriting sin of telling and not showing when it comes to her past, Nick dives into a poem the audience had been introduced prior to in the episode. This blatant metaphor for the situation the two characters are having makes it feel more unnatural, lacks of any sort of subtlety, and it's something that was simply there to be a quote-unquote cool type of thing. This is not the only MCU project to have dialogue like this though, however, especially recently, but without a gripping story or a stunning set piece of some of those other titles, audiences will be much less forgiving at that. The issue with the show's writing may have been a symptom of the show's production though, however. One early indication that the script was possibly in trouble came in July of last year, when a new writer was brought into the project amid its reshoots. But it is hard to know what was there both before and after the studio had decided to go back and refilm some of the show. The next thing on the list of that might cause the show to be more of a disappointment than initially thought is that there may be too many twists. We're at a point of where twists in the show don't feel like twists. For some fans of the Breaking Bad style end of the season twist, Secret Invasion has got plenty of those, maybe too many. The jaw-dropping "I didn't see that coming" moment has become a staple of modern television, and Secret Invasion uses it in every single episode. All of the first 4 installments to the show have ended with one of these, with 3 of them having to do it with the main character being killed. Maria Hill in episode 1 felt way too premature, as it seemed like that she was going to have a bigger part of the show, yet she was killed off for little to no reason, and Gaia in episode 3 came with no real shock as Marvel Studios does not hire an actor of Emilia Clarke's caliber to keep her around for 3 episodes. They brought her right back though after, at the beginning of episode 4. Talos in episode 4 stings a bit, but it did feel like his death came with the ceremony or that emotional punch that losing a long-time character like that should have had. Those sorts of twists are great when they are used sparingly, but when the viewer can seemingly expect each and every episode to come with one as a killing, potentially in each episode to a main character, it dulls the impact quite a bit. I do have to disagree though a little bit here though, however, as that it's kind of what you expect is that there's supposed to be a twist at every other corner of the show. There's something that should make your jaw drop in every episode. My problem with that is that they make that big shocking reveal a killing every other time. It's at the point of where it's a little bit too much, maybe. The next thing on the list is what crossover event, and probably the biggest complaint one can levy at Secret Invasion comes from one simple quote. Leading into it, the Disney Plus show was dubbed by actress Cobie Smulders as the first MCU crossover event to hit the streamer. This elevated expectations quite a bit and made sense given the world-altering scale of the source material that the comic book pages do to the rest of the lineup. Instead of the smaller origin stories of character-focused spin-offs, Secret Invasion was seemingly set to be that Avengers-level must-watch show that fans have been craving, something that would impact the course of the rest of Phase 5, and maybe even the rest of the MCU. However, 4 episodes in, and any meaningful crossover has yet to really happen. Sure, Don Cheadle's Rhodey joined in on the fun, but one character hopping aboard is not necessarily a crossover event. In the same cinematic universe that Avengers Endgame has happened, we need something a little bit more than just that. While expectations of an Endgame style, though, however, coming together of characters may be a little outlandish, especially for a simple show, the Secret Invasion comic book storyline features a whole swatch of Marvel's best and brightest, such as Iron Man, who's dead in the MCU, spoiler alert, Spider-Man, Captain America, who's probably also dead, and so much more. There's more characters and heroes that they could have in the show, but there is still one more episode though, however, at the time of recording and publishing this video. So never say never on that forefront. Really, Secret Invasion could have been great, but so far it's really just been good. The most disappointing part of all of this is that Secret Invasion could have been something more special. There are elements of greatness here. The cast is stellar, with the likes of Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir, and Emilia Clarke all being fantastic talents in their own right and in the same show altogether. The overall production value is at its best that has ever looked in the MCU for a Disney Plus show, feeling, at least from that standpoint, much more cinematic than any Marvel Studios streaming properties that have ever come before. It's definitely something special on that forefront, and the comic book run felt primed for a thrilling TV or film adaptation whenever Marvel Studios got around to it. Now, here it is, and this is no way to put the genie in a bottle and bring it into the MCU. Marvel has simply squandered one of its best comic book stories into what will turn out to be simply an okay, good show. It's really just not as great as so many people thought it would be, or that it was anticipated to necessarily be. Now, I did mention earlier on in this video that we still have one more episode. We still have the finale, so there's a lot of things that they can do with that. However, maybe having a longer show, maybe 8 episodes, would have suited this a little bit better and more for Secret Invasion to really get the story across. I do feel that a lot of things with the show feel a lot more rushed than they really should. This year's into no regards of me hating the show or anything like that. I really thought I just wanted to share this article with you guys, and I would love to hear what you guys all think in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Have a great one, guys. Peace out.